What's up, guys? This is Justin with Ready Business Systems, and this is going to be the beginning of a series of looking into Copilot CRM. So right now we use Service Autopilot to run my landscaping company, 855 RI Lawns. But on behalf of us and some other clients of ours, we're going to start poking into Copilot. So this will be a series of videos. Right now, this is literally my first time logging in here. So I'm going to go through this with you guys step by step. I'm going to learn with you. And right now I'm just on the home day screen. So I'm just going to do a little bit of poking around. And I got Service Autopilot open over here as well. So we can kind of compare back and forth as we look at both CRMs. So my day screen. Okay, cool. So looks like we got some KPIs in the front here. We got past due invoices, credits and payments. So I guess not KPIs, looks like just some basic financial information there. We have automations. We have upcoming to-dos. Okay, that's kind of like the ticketing system in SA here with our to-dos. We got invoices, upcoming meetings, looks like appointments, and estimates. Cool. So kind of just basic stuff you want to know for running your business in the My Day screen. Ironically, this is called Service Autopilot and this is called Copilot. So you wonder how similar they are, right? This is just the trial at the moment. Cool. You can collapse the menu. So just some basic stuff here, something that's been attracting me, and I've been looking at a whole bunch of CRMs here. We actually have a CRM comparisons spreadsheet where we're looking at a different software. What interested me is as I've gone through different software, I've noticed that not everyone has automations, for example, and when they do, they're limited, like in terms of the triggers. I'm just pulling up my CRM comparisons here. So we have Copilot, LMN, Jobber, Arbor Gold, Single Ops. They have some limitations in terms of what triggers they have when they do have these automations. And before I jump into this too deeply, automations are just things that you can make happen based on another thing happening. So that was a very broad explanation. So to get a little more descriptive on that. So for example, when an invoice is sent, you can have a reminder sent to the customer a week later. When a payment's past due, this can happen. When a job is completed, you can send a job was completed email in the system. So a lot of them had some basic triggers, but when I was going through I already did the demo with Copilot, and it seemed like they had quite a few triggers here. So that was attractive. The other thing is Zapier. Service Autopilot right now, they kind of have a small world. If you go here to integrations, you'll see that they don't have a lot of integrations. Right here, this is essentially the limit of their integration. So Zapier allows you to work with many different, like a huge world of companies that speak to that software. So if there's something, it's something called an API. So the Copilot or Service Autopilot or whatever your software is will speak to the other software and talk back and forth and get different things done. For example, MailChimp, you can set it up in Copilot. I'm making the assumption here. I haven't gotten there yet, but you can send marketing emails. The information of your customer's information will talk to MailChimp and send out emails. And there's a zillion different integrations like that for postcards and stuff. And there's many developers working on all different software. Google Calendar, perfect example. So Service Autopilot never integrated with Google Calendar. I don't know if they'll ever get there, but they don't. So you got to use their calendar. If you use Google Calendar, it's just not convenient. You got to go back and forth. But if you use something like Zapier, that connects to Google Calendar, so now they all talk to each other. So that's a huge limitation of Service Autopilot. And all they're doing is they work with their payment processor. So you're limited because now Clearant bought out Service Autopilot that whatever they charge for credit card fees, you're stuck. And that's something I'm going to look into as well. They work with quality driven. So they have a very small world. Like this is literally who they work with here. You got SendGym, you got QuickBooks, and that's it. Very small world. Zapier works with tons, and like I believe it's thousands of of different companies. So you have like a huge world here. Yeah, these apps, 4,000 companies, and Service Autopilot, you got here a handful, right? So that's something that's hugely attractive to me. I was always looking for companies that work with Zapier. So this is something I'm going to look into too, like how credit card fees, right? So I want to know, I want to know what we're paying because we are locked into the software. So I want to know what we're paying because it's not just a software cost, but it is the credit card processing cost. So anyway, that's a huge thing that from the other software I've seen, they don't have a lot of triggers. So they had like invoices past due, credit card charge failed, a handful of triggers. So in terms of this communication with Zapier, it all depends on how much your software communicates. So if your software is only sending out a handful of triggers, that's all you can do with it. A big plus in Service Autopilot is they send out a whole plethora of triggers, and you can do it for a million different things. They have different services in their account, et cetera, et cetera. And from what I've seen from these different CRMs here, they don't have as many triggers. Whereas Copilot does have a big list of triggers. And now they can speak with Zapier, so you have a huge world in terms of what you can get done. So that was a major thing that I have been looking for in a CRM. Another thing is I started with Service Autopilot, I don't know, 8-10 years ago when they were young and they're a smaller company and they were listening to their clients. You could talk with really good customer service reps. And the software was developing quickly. You could influence features they were adding and not adding. That has since changed. They're a big company. I feel like the software has gotten too big. And people, all the clients, for example, myself, that's been with them for 10 years, using these features that are really old, that they can't really, it limits to what they can update. The new software, they're starting with a clean slate. They can build off of what other software has already done and start fresh. And I do like the idea, again, that it's a young company and they seem like they'll have good customer service. I don't have anything to back that up. That's just the feeling I got from their demo. The owners are very involved still at the moment. They say they're not going to sell out. Will they not sell out? Who knows what they're going to do 10 years from now? You know, it could be in the same place. So yeah, some other things that were cool is that I've seen. You know, I was looking for text messaging, budgeting. So a lot of the software, I believe it was Arbor Gold, does do drive time. Service Autopilot's budgeting, generally their financials are very weak and not reliable. In terms of the scheduling, I've been looking for something that can build in drive time, because you can get budget hours on a job, but it doesn't help you with scheduling. You don't know how much they're driving per day, and holding people accountable, things like that. So I've been looking for something like that. Yeah, no drive time. Okay, coming in October. So the date of this video that's coming next month. Another cool thing is this AI scheduling. I have no idea how that's going to work out, but it makes a lot of sense. So the way this is supposed to work is if you have like 6 hours budgeted for the day, you need like 2 hours a job. Supposedly the system is going to take into consideration any jobs that are 2 hours. And I don't know, I'm just guessing at this point, but maybe you'd put in your crews and the limitations of the crews, their strengths and weaknesses, the limitations of the equipment available. And then the system would then take a 2 hour job that crew could do and insert it on their schedule. So that's the idea here. And I think it's really smart. And I don't know how that will work out, but it's something that's in development here. Yeah, so I'm going to look into these fees too. But honestly, the cost of the system the software is not a huge consideration for me. A lot of people are looking at that. It depends. I mean, it's what they're getting done for you. So I'm not that worried about it. If it's $500 a month or $700 a month, I don't really care. But there's something to consider, like these credit card fees. We spend tens of thousands of dollars on credit card fees. So if it's tens of thousands of dollars because of the credit card fees are more expensive, then that's definitely something that's worth considering discussing, right? How much you can save in credit card fees, if anything. So anyway, this is kind of just my notes from some different demos. We've been trying to get these CRM comparisons done for a while, but I am seriously considering the software. So I'm going to, like I said, bring you through my journey with this. So let's see here. We got my day we just went through. We got this KPI cockpit. Okay. So it's showing our service area, annual per recurring client, lifetime value. I don't know, like Service Autopilot has this data as well. They have these reports, but I don't trust them. They're not accurate. Are these accurate? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But but they do have the KPIs, right? So this looks like this is, yeah, I mean, KPI cockpit. Clearly it's the KPIs. Average recurring size, just a bunch of data. I think this is something they did say they're working on here. And I know, for example, like I asked during the demo, so budget hours, right? So great, we got a number here. Is it reliable? I know right off the bat it's not, because they don't have drive time here. So you can say that they got 6 hours of work to be completed during the day, but how much drive time is there? How much morning prep time is there? How much unbillable time is there? So all they're telling you is the budget hours for the job. So it's not really accurate data. You know, they can give you data, but is it accurate? Okay, we got a customer list. We don't have anything listed here because I haven't imported anything yet, which I'm going to get into. Because in order to be able to play with this, we really got to import some clients. Properties, work requests, okay, automations, maps. So I'm going to assume it's going to filter these clients by reviews. What is this? That's interesting. I wonder if this is for their own internal reviews for their websites. Yeah. So yeah, I'm assuming it's going to filter your clients list by these items here. Like I said, I didn't prepare for this. I just been looking at this live. We got our schedule, dispatch board. So funny how like we got the my day on Service Autopilot. We got the dispatch board. It's literally like, it looks like they modeled off of Service Autopilot heavily. Just based on this, even just by the layout and the name of the company, name of the software. So yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, we got team, schedule, dispatch board. Okay, we got calendar, month, recurring. Okay. So again, something very attractive to me about this is the fact that it talks to Google Calendar, because I use Google Calendar for everything, and I want software that's going to talk to Google Calendar. So that's huge. Work requests. Cool. All right. Not much in here, not too much to look at because we haven't imported anything. We don't have anything going on here. Time tracking. Yep. Crews. Looks like we have to create some crews, vendor suppliers. Okay. Resources, trucks and equipment. So supposedly their equipment tracking is a little better. We have our equipment as clients in Service Autopilot. We've kind of manipulated the system to work for us. Email links. We have this too. So yeah, I think their equipment tracking is a little better. I don't know. I've heard that. Inventory, categories, packages. Okay. Well, this is very similar to what I'm accustomed to in Service Autopilot. Chemical tracking, yep. Marketing. Okay, so this is their automations here. Yeah, so here's what I was talking about, these triggers. See, so all these triggers, there's quite a few. Still not as many as Service Autopilot. Service Autopilot has a lot more triggers. I'll show you right now. Yeah, so here's their actions, to-dos, invoices sent. There's still quite a few. And this is what the screen looks like in Service Autopilot. We got all these triggers. But there's also sub-items underneath here. Underneath each item, there's sub-items underneath the initial triggers. And I'm not seeing, you know, first glance here, I'm really not seeing any additional triggers here. And I have no idea how well these work. You know, Service Autopilot's always having automation issues where they're not firing. They don't go off. These things don't happen as they're supposed to. So we just have to check them. But as you can see here, it looks like they have some pre-built ones here. Estimates accepted, estimate change request. So they negative review. Looks like they have some built-in ones here that are already sent. Some software too doesn't have two-way texting, but this does. So I think that's essential. You got some email templates, cool. And literally, like this document editor, it looks like it's literally from Service Autopilot. I don't know if they stole the code or what's going on here, but it's literally very, very similar. Yeah, so they got some templates for these emails. Yeah, that's what I went over here for a second ago. I forgot, but they said they modeled off of, I asked them who they're comparing with. They said LMN, SA, the top 5 is who they modeled the software off of. It looks like they relied pretty heavily on Service Autopilot though. Text messages, cool. Some templates, store. Yep, you can buy stamps. That's cool. Just like Service Autopilot again. Forms. Let's check out the forms a little bit here. We'll get into these in detail, but for now, I'm just kind of doing an overview. Add new section. I'm just messing around really quickly in here. Calculators. So as I understand, they're going through, they're going to do a rate matrix as well for bidding. And this is just the beginning, just some calculators, just to get something in here. But they have not finalized these calculators. Just kind of like a band-aid solution to pricing in here. Mulch, fertilizer. Yeah, there's just little calculators, right? Just little. It's literally like a little Excel spreadsheet. Finances. We got invoices, estimates, payments, billing, customer statements. Okay. Then we got reporting, revenue by crew. Yep. So again, I don't know how accurate these are. Shows mileage and fuel costs for trucks assigned to crews. All right, so this is what I'm concerned with here is the CSV importing, because yeah, we got to get some clients in here. And what is this transition going to look like going from Service Autopilot over to Copilot? So I got to get some clients in here so I can see what this is going to look like. And we can actually like route things and see how things work. But for right now, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video. Just kind of the intro Copilot. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Talk to you guys soon.